Man, the best way that I can describe these shoes is a sequel that doesn't quite live up to the original. Hey everyone, my name is Rico from SneakerWeb, and today we're going to be talking about the MB.02. Let's get right into it. And starting off with the traction, this one takes direct inspirations from the tattoos on LaMelo Ball himself, this one being his feather tattoos, and funny enough, they made it in a way that is basically herringbone traction pattern, which is going to give you plenty of coverage whether you're playing on dusty courts or clean courts or outdoors. But a quick asterisk by outdoors, this is very thin. It does have a 2mm depth traction pattern, so it is gonna go out pretty quickly, but it's going to wear out pretty evenly, so you should be okay. But this would be my personal second or third rotation in my outdoor shoes if I was gonna go take these outside. But going back to indoors on dusty courts, which I do play at 24, and their floors are not the best well kept, and so I would just occasionally wipe my shoes and I'd be good to go, going right back to playing. But other than that, you're not gonna have any real issues in the MB.02. Now getting into the cushion setup of the MB.02, you have a compression molded EVA, which makes up the majority of the carrier, particularly what you're gonna be riding on majority of the time. And in the forefoot and in the heel, you have what is called Puma Nitro that is typically found in running models of Puma. And what this is going to offer you is a very durable cushion, a lot of impact protection. It's gonna add some responsiveness, but this is going to be for a lot of impact protection to save your joints, especially playing after very long sessions, 3 hours or more. So with that being said, this is one of those cushions that you're just really gonna have to break in. It took me almost the entire review session just for them to get to a point where I actually very much enjoyed these. You are also going to get a little bit of court feel even though they're stacked a little high, so you're not going to lose out on responsiveness there. But again, like I mentioned, make sure you give these some time to properly break in. Do a lot of heavy training in these. You're definitely going to want to get that cushion to break in to that nice fluffy impact protection feeling underfoot. Now getting into the support category of the MB.02, you have a external heel clip and an internal heel counter, so that way it's going to prevent your ankle from rolling over the footbed. Not only that, but you do sit slightly within this midsole, and the midsole extends out as a small little outrigger. Now getting into the cons within the midsole is that I wish you just sit a little bit lower in that, so that way you felt even more cumbersome, because there are times where if you're not used to it, you feel like you're sitting on the shoe rather than sitting within it, so it can feel a little bit unnatural for some people. Now also, you're not really going to have a lot of flexing. This is a very stiff midsole. Not only that, but nice and true lacing system, so that way you're not going to be slipping and sliding, especially in the heel. You're going to be sucked into that heel quite a bit. I do wish the laces were a little bit longer, so that way I can take advantage of that back eyelet. So what I would recommend is just picking up some laces from your local retail store or online, so that way you can take full advantage of the support in this shoe. So be mindful that if you don't like that sitting on the shoe type feeling for the support and you emphasize support in your shoe, this might not be the one to go with. And moving along to the fit and lockdown, like I mentioned with that traditional lacing system, as long as you go true to size, I didn't really have an issue with these being a normal foot shape myself. My foot had 1/2 inch of space, which is preferably what I like, and I didn't have any volume above the toe, so no weird flex grooves. What I did have is getting into the materials a little bit, what I did have was some weird flex pinching into my foot. So you really have to heat up that plastic and really play in these, so that way the material can flex and move with your foot. You're gonna have some weird bulging points like this one right here on the toe box area, but when you break them in and when you actually play up and down the basketball court, it goes away after a little bit, but it's something to be mindful of. Now talking more about the materials, I wish genuinely what they did was just do an evolution of the MB.01. This combo material of synthetic and jersey material was a very nice touch with a toe mudguard fuse piece. It definitely was the better choice out of the two. So if you liked how the materials fit on this and the fit better on the MB.01, my personal recommendation would just be to keep playing in those until the MB.03 comes out, which I'm sure it will. Jeremy has something cooking up for all of us, I'm sure. But yeah, this one, in my opinion, overall is the better shoe, the MB.01, which, going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, the sequel is just not quite as good as the original. This one just slightly does things better for most people. The traction on these are on par with each other. The support, I would have to give it to the MB.01. The fit are about the same, and the support and lockdown, again, the MB.01. So in my opinion, you can probably find these on sale or, you know, under retail. So that's my personal recommendation. But if you like the MB.02, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that's my personal take on the Puma MB.02. And with that being said, make sure you guys swing by next time and subscribe and follow us to see other performance reviews here and to see what else is coming on SneakerWeb. With that being said, guys, peace.